you guys. I've been in real estate. I've been here my whole life, been in real estate for over 20 years, so since I was 9, I guess. To say that I'm excited to be here is an understatement. This is the best of the best, and I'm here to help continue that, to make sure you guys are all the best of the best. And we've got some really exciting things that we're working on, and I can't wait to meet with all of you to help you in any way I can. I'm going to introduce Boomer. I'll let him tell you his story. He's pretty awesome, but I am a little biased. He's a senior at Indiana University, and he is the manager of the basketball team. So I'll let him tell you kind of his journey and his message.
Welcome.
It's great to be here. Truly, thank you. I mean, Ms. Tracy, Mr. Savage, it's an honor, it's a blessing. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Hornbeck. I'm 21 years old. I'm from Naples, Florida, but I'm currently a senior at Indiana University. And today I'm going to tell you about my story, my mindset, a little bit of my faith, and just kind of how I think. It's kind of what I kind of think on a daily basis. So when I was born, I was diagnosed with cerebral palsy with schizencephaly, and the doctors made some pretty bold predictions to my mom when I was born. They said, your son will never walk, your son will never eat, your son will never do anything independently. Oh, and your son will not live past the age of 5. And so my mom and I, we thought a little bit differently. I've had 23 surgeries in my life, and I've had thousands and thousands of hours of rehab, physical therapy, and just a bed rest recovering from surgeries. And one thing about the surgeries that a lot of people kind of get confused about is the surgeries don't automatically make me better. They give me an opportunity to be better. So it actually sets me back. It kind of puts me back in a wheelchair temporarily while I go through that rehab process. But so it's up to me to kind of work hard and get back to where I was and to get better where I was. And so the reason I bring that up is because that takes a lot of time, usually anywhere from like 4 to 6 months on average. And I had all these surgeries, when I was very young, all the way up until my freshman summer of high school is when I had all these surgeries. And so I bring this up because it was always a struggle with my mom and I, because we would always have to plan out when do we want to have these procedures done because of school. So the summertime was always a great time to do it because they always, I miss as small little time at school as possible. My sophomore summer at high school was one of my first summers without a surgery. And I didn't know what to do. It was my first, I was kind of thinking of what do I do with all this free time? And I was just sitting there just thinking, I'm like, what do I do? And I grew up around athletes. My family plays sports. I know a lot of people play sports, and I grew up in a locker room. And so one thing, I thought about, I see people doing a lot. I grew up, I see a lot of people working out, and I see a lot of people work in the weight room. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give this a try. I'm gonna see what this can do. See if it's fun. So I started off with the air machines, no weights. Then I go to 5 pounds. I go to 10 pounds. I kept on going up and up. And one day, I noticed something. One day, I noticed after the workout, I started walking a little bit better. I started noticing I had a little bit more control of my legs and of my body. So then there's a vision that popped up in my head and said, one day, if you keep on doing this, you can completely walk perfect without a limp and completely cancel out your cerebral palsy. And then once I had that vision, I made the commitment to keep on going, see where this takes me, and see how everything turns out. But I made a commitment to myself to do everything I can in the weight room. Because one thing, day-to-day life for me, and when I work out, it's very painful. It hurts a lot. After every workout, after every day, I'm just walking around. It is very painful. But I made the decision to completely give it everything I have to walking perfect, to completely doing everything normal. So when I first started that, I asked myself, how much pain am I willing to go through to get to where I want to go? How far am I willing to push myself to get to where I want to go? What are my limits? For me, I have no limits. I'm willing to give it everything I have to where I want to go. And that's everything, I'm talking about working out because that's one of my passions. But all my passions in life, whether it's school, whether it's with basketball, whatever I do with my career, I'm gonna give it everything I have. That is my mindset. So whenever you are on this journey, before you start, ask yourself that question. How far are you want to push yourself to get to where you want to go? How much pain are you want to go through to get to where you want to go? Don't have any limits on yourself. Make a decision to have nothing coming your way. There's no kind of adversity that can stop you. And as you go through your journey, you have to be prepared. Adversity is gonna happen. If not already in your life, there's gonna be a moment in time where the world just comes down on you. You're gonna feel like the walls are kind of closing in and life is done. But passion is what overcomes that. Passion is what overcomes adversity. Passion is what helps you gets you through this pain. It truly is. And especially for right here, you have to love what you do right now. What you guys do right now at this meeting, you have to love it. You have to have passion. I've had perspective recently, and I'm very grateful to be alive. I really am. A lot of people aren't here right now, and I'm just so thankful to be alive and have another day breathing. Why would I waste this opportunity to give it anything less than 100%? It doesn't make sense to me. I'm gonna give it everything I have. And also, why do I want to want perfect? And why do I want to completely cancel my cerebral palsy? Is because, as my mom mentioned, I'm one of the managers for a basketball team. And I brought this up, and I bring this up a lot. And I think the guys are kind of sick of me talking about it, because so much I talk about it. But I became a firm believer on the difference between average and great. And average and great. When you walk around, you look around, there's so many people that are average. They're okay being where they are. For me, I don't know. I feel like it's a wasted opportunity if I'm not being great. If I don't strive for greatness. It's one of those things where you have to make up your mind to be great. When your body tells you to shut down, when your mind tells you to shut down, to quit, you keep going, that's when you become great. When your body and your mind tell you to shut down, you keep going, that's when you become great. And also, one thing I'm very passionate about, I'm very competitive. I really am. I'm very competitive. So when I work out, I'll go in the room. I'll look around. I see who's working the hardest. I say, I'm going to outwork you. I'm going to outwork you. You may run faster than I do. You may lift heavier weights than I do. You do not have as much heart as I do. I will outwork you in everything I do. I promise you that. That's a goal of mine in every room I walk into. I promise you. There's nothing that can stop me. And so when you have that mindset of stop being average and becoming great, that's when your life starts to change. And everything I do, I'm not here to tell you what to believe. I'm not here to tell you how to believe. I'm here to tell you what I believe. And for me, I'm very religious. I'm very Christian. I believe in the Bible. And so everything I do, I always connect it with faith. I always connect it with my faith and how I go about things. And there's a verse I read. It says, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and be courageous. Do not be frightened. Do not be dismayed. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." Joshua 1:9. So there's two words that pop out of that verse for me. Be strong and be courageous. When I think of that, I don't think of average. I think that means go after everything you have. Be the best version of yourself in everything you do. So for me, when I think of that, when I think of my religion, my faith, I feel like I'm doing a disservice. I'm not giving everything I have. It truly is. And also one thing I realized too in life is that people are gonna have predictions on your life. It truly is. For myself, doctors predicted I can't walk, I can't do certain things, and I won't be able to live a normal life. And one thing I realized, it doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter what they think. It matters what you believe. It matters what you believe, what you can accomplish in this life and what you can do. But as I say again, you have to have passion with it. You know, and we live such a short life. You gotta love what you do. If you love what you do and you have that passion, you can go through everything. And like I said again, adversity is a thing. Life is adversity. Without adversity, there is no life. You know, and I love it, man. I really love adversity because I think we grow up when we think about adversity being a bad thing. You know, something that hurts us. I believe it's what truly shows a character of someone, of how you handle adversity, of how you go through certain things. You know, because at the end of the day, you're gonna be stronger with it. And like I said again, I kind of always bring it back to my faith. You know, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you strength and hope. Jeremiah 29:11. So when I truly believe that, and so I know no matter how bad things are going, no matter how painful things are, everything's gonna be okay. I truly believe that, and you gotta have that confidence and that mindset. You gotta stay. You know, also what separates average from greatness is it's easy to be motivated one day. It's easy for me to wake up one day and want to work out or want to go after my passions, go after my goals. But what's being great is waking up every single day motivated, ready to go. I go to sleep waking up every night thinking what you can do, what you can accomplish with no limits, no barriers on yourself. That's what's most important. That's how you go throughout life. And one thing, I say this in every speech I give, no matter if it's to sports teams, so if to my guys, I say it for basketball, no matter if I say it to businesses, I believe for me, what's very dear to my heart is I'm so focused on my goals. I'm so focused on doing what I want to do and really just being motivated and outworking everyone else. You have to remember what's important. For me, I wake up every single morning. Every morning, I read the same verse every single morning. It's Proverbs 11:25. Where it says, refresh others, for then you will be refreshed. Refresh others, then you will be refreshed. What I take away from that is to be just overall being a good person. Treating people the way you want to be treated. If you have the opportunity to change someone's life, and no matter what fashion that is, it is always worth it. It is always worth being a good person. It doesn't matter how high or how low things are going in your life or how much pain you're going through. It is always important to be a good person. That's the most important thing in life. Thank you so much again, guys, for having me. It's a true honor.